Hello, I am Brian Cromray, and welcome to an overview of Cradle Salvation. Cradle Salvation is a sci-fi competitive 2 to 6 player simultaneous action selection tableau engine builder featuring a spiral rondel board that plays in 75 to 120 minutes. First, I'm going to give you an overview of all of the mechanics, and then I'm going to go into the design process and the goals that I'm trying to achieve with this game. Here's an example of setup of a 4-player game. Please keep in mind that many of these components are from the game crafter, and sizing isn't the final sizing necessary for the components. Shown here is the main board for Cradle Salvation. The rondel aspect is players are going to be exploring through these spirals, finding new locations, with each of them having a bonus to a specific action that can be taken there. At the end of each age, all the cards will be collapsing inward, motherships along with them. This updates the layout of the board. At each sector, you'll see that there are different constellation contracts that are able to be fulfilled. These can only be fulfilled within the sector, which is identified by these thick black lines. Discoveries are achieved by moving to another location. When a player does, once all players have decided where they're going to move, the card is flipped over, victory points are earned, and a new location becomes available with bonuses to a specific action, as well as different stars that are available to stabilize there. Players may also fly to locations that do not have a card at them. If this is the case, a new card is drawn and play proceeds as normal. Moving on to player boards, you can see the layout, which consists of resources gathered, the tableau engine, stabilizers, basically stars you've stabilized in the universe, and alien contacts, which are kind of used as a super wild. Off to the right, there is a track of retirees, which is kind of a state that ships become when they fall off your board. The main mechanic is tableau management. Each trade ship card has 4 levels and will pay out accordingly, matching the row on the card with the level that it is in your tableau. In this example, this trade ship is a green moonstone trade ship. It is currently in your tableau at level 4. As such, you match the row, which is 4, matching the 4s, with the column it is, which is your 4th column. Whenever this ship pays out, it'll pay out 2 green moonstone. During the collection phase is the main time trade ships pay out. After they pay out, starting from right to left, all your trade ships will then slide 1 level to the right. After trade ships fall off your board, they become retirees and give you a passive bonus for the rest of the game. The main purpose of collecting resources in the game is to build star stabilizers based on your location of your mothership on the main board. For instance, if a player were to have 5 cubes in black, they could pay the 5 cube cost to stabilize 1 black star. To pay the cost, the player will put 1 of their cubes on the stabilizer track, and the rest will be returned to their supply. If a player were to achieve all the way up to 4 stabilizers of a specific color, they unlock a mastery bonus, which unlocks a permanent discount for the rest of the game. They also unlock a one-time bonus of victory points. The second type of resource in the game is colonies. They are earned through various actions in the game, and their main purpose is to boost your resource generation of a specific color. In this case, this player has 2 red colonies, which in turn, every time in the future a trade ship of that color will pay out, they'll earn that many additional cubes of that color. In this example, if this trade ship is at level 4, instead of earning 3 red, they'll earn 5 red. Colonies may be spent in a similar way to regular stabilizers with an industrial stabilize action, paying the cost shown instead of cubes of your color in colony cubes. So if a player were to have 4 colonies, then they can make a permanent stabilizer over in that color. The last type of resource is contacts. Alien contacts bounce between the ready and suspense state. When new contacts are acquired, they are always placed in ready. Contacts in general are super wilds and may be used to fill in as either regular resources or colonies for the purpose of industrial stabilizing and stabilizing. Along with tableau management, the other key mechanic of Star Cradle is the simultaneous action selection. This mechanic uses the well-known selected and follow mechanism, but it gives it a unique twist with the teamwork bonus. This teamwork bonus is earned by being in the same sector as the player who played the card. As such, you can achieve teamwork by sharing your blue bonus actions with each other by teaming up on the main board. That concludes the rough overview of Star Cradle Salvation. Please note the rules. This is a heavyweight game and the rules are generally glossed over for the sake of brevity. The main strength of Star Cradle, I feel, is the design goal that I set out very early on and tried to maintain throughout the development of Star Cradle. The goal with Star Cradle was to create a heavyweight experience that relied heavily on simultaneous action selection, making meaningful decisions and compact it down under that 2 hours for 2 to 6 players. I find this to be a rarity in the industry. By leaning on the positive and friendly interaction and the emergent gameplay that opens up on the main board, opportunities open up. Players aren't left out from decisions that they make. The focus of the simultaneous decision making allows players to make informed decisions based on the board state and not have to reevaluate their options on their turn. Relying on the positive interaction, players are rewarded for teaming up and working together to maximize their efficiency. The tension in Star Cradle is in the race of action efficiency. Players know the game is only going to last an indeterminate number of rounds. There are multiple endgame triggers that allow players to play with one more round, and in that final round, the player with the most victory points is the winner. Thank you for your time and consideration of Star Cradle Salvation.